Hello, comic fans. I got Willie Moe here with you, and of course, I'm Anthony, and this is A.W.O Comics coming back to you with another great Friday night top 10 that probably won't be seen until Saturday morning.
Yeah, because we're not spending it all night. This is a late recording, by the way.
It's all right, as long as we got it. But we got another great category this week as we are giving out the top 10 medieval sword and sorcery covers.
Neat.
What's your thoughts?
I've
What's your
always
thoughts, forsooth, saith, willeth, moweth?
That's horrible. But anyway, I've always liked medieval movies and
Hey! We can't do that until after this. See you guys in a minute.
All right, bye. Whoop.
All right, comic fans, we are back with our top 10. Willie Moe, how's your week been?
Been great. Just been getting ready for graduation.
I had a
be
long week, brother.
Yeah, it's been very long.
I felt like I was in a dungeon, which kind of fits with this category tonight.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
Hey, you laugh at my jokes. That's your job. You're like the Ed McMahon to my Johnny
I
Carson.
did laugh.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes you don't, though. And we're going to have to, fire you if you can't straighten it up a little bit. Anyway, we got a great category. I love medieval stuff. I like to watch medieval movies. And you always have been a big sword guy. You know,
I love swords.
You like the sword stuff and Conan.
I wouldn't just say like
Conan.
swords. I just like blades.
Yeah.
Because I always look for knives at oh God, I had a seizure. Right
Butterfly knives.
I look for butterfly knives at yard sales is what I was trying to say, but I think I said I'm looking for knives at butterflies.
Yeah. I'm really surprised you still have all your fingers because you did buy a butterfly knife that is extremely sharp.
I know.
And you're always fooling around with
Why
it.
do you doubt my abilities?
I wonder.
I mean, technically, I did cut myself, but it wasn't bad. It was just like it was from this hunting knife I got because the casing sucked, honestly. And I was holding it like the casing like this, pulling it out, and the blade like nicked my finger. So,
well, let's get this show on the road, Willie Moe, and let's start. Whose week is it?
It's mine.
All right. Well, let's go for it.
Well, my number 5 is The Warlord number 69. Came out in 1983, and the cover artist was Mike Grell. I like this cover. Well, it's in my top 5, at least, to say, is because it's got a cool giant sword in the cover. Mm-hmm. It's got a guy holding a sword, it's got a helmet on, looks like one of the warlords in the, because it's called the Warlord. He looks like one of the warlords from the medieval times, because if you didn't know, they're in a kingdom, there are warlords. Right. In a specific kingdom. In these specific tribes, they would have a warlord in each castle.
Well, we're not going to try to fool a lot of these people because you've never read Warlord in your life.
I've never read Warlord, but I'm just using my medieval knowledge.
I got you. But, a lot of these covers, I made you look them up and find some that you like. And what I do know about Warlord, and only because I read a few issues when I was younger, is that Warlord is actually set in a future apocalyptic time. And the actual Warlord is I cannot remember the guy's name. I will put it on the screen for you guys. But he was a Vietnamese pilot that flew through some sort of a portal during Vietnam. He was a U.S. Air Force pilot in Vietnam. He was a Vietnamese pilot. He was a U.S. Air Force agent. A pilot in Vietnam that flew through some sort of portal during the war, and he wound up in this post-apocalyptic world.
So did they look up and see a dadgum jet flying in?
I don't know. I read some issues of Warlord. They weren't origin issues, but I did read a few, but not a whole lot. But there were some great covers. Mike Grell did some great covers, and he was the cover artist on that one, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right,
I've got
number
one
5?
that he did a cover on. So, All right, well, my number 5 is Brave and the Bold, number 18 from Volume 1. Came out in June, July 1958 with Irv Novick on the pencils and I believe Jack Atler on the inks. This is a great Silent Night cover, and it's a gray tone cover. One of the first gray tone covers that we've seen. And DC was doing this a lot with a lot of their war covers and some of these Brave and the Bold covers. They're really cool. Those Silent Night, not Silent Night, White Night. Is that?
You've been saying Silent Night.
Is it White Night?
You never told me. Well, whatever it was,
We'll
guess.
figure it out.
We'll put it up on here if we were right.
I think it's Silent Night. Let me check quick.
You're taking up everybody's time right now.
Hold that thought.
We could have had it up on the dadgum screen by now.
I don't know.
Just put
Silent Night.
Silent Night. All right. Well,
it just didn't sound right.
Well, we just gave y'all a few extra seconds of silence during that. Okay.
Well, we were talking about the Silent Night. So,
well, I guess it is a pretty silent night out there.
I've never read any Silent Night issues. I do have Brave and the Bold on digital, and I would love to have some of these gray tone covers. They're really cool, but this is just, again, another cool early Irv Novick cover.
All right, well, my number 4 is Conan the Barbarian. I didn't put the issue.
26? Is that the 26?
No, 20. Yes, it's 26. There you go. I'm sorry, I did not put the issue for some reason. I don't know what I'm doing.
Don't say nothing about me being.
Well, anyway, the cover didn't have an issue on it because it was a variant cover.
Didn't have a number on it. Yeah.
Yes. But this came out in 2025, which is just last year, and this cover artist was Bart Sears.
Yeah, I saw this cover, man. It's cool.
It is very cool, but you know the most modern comic covers are really cool. Like if you've watched the comic call video from a few days back, them Superman and Spider-Man crossover comics were amazingly written.
Well, this is what makes me think of Conan the Barbarian when you.
Just
say Conan the Barbarian and you get an image in your head. This cover is the image I have of just him standing on a bunch of bodies and skulls. And
I like how it's dim. I love how it's like dark and like moody and like I don't know what
his sword is sticking up there in all the pile and it's got blood all over it. You know, I mean, it's a really gruesome, violent cover. You know.
Yeah, this is a pretty cool cover. I like this one.
Yeah.
All right, what's your number 4?
My number 4 is, speaking that we already had a Warlord, mine is Warlord number 51 from November 1981. Again, another Mike Grell cover. What's interesting about this cover is this cover strongly reminds me of Amazing Spider-Man number 301. It's got the white background and it's in a circular and you've got Warlord coming out of the circle there. And I just wonder, just to guess, that if when Todd McFarlane was looking to do covers for 300 and 301, if he didn't look back and see this Warlord cover and it kind of inspired him. I don't know that, but those covers strongly resemble each other on the layouts. As you can see back here, we got it on the screen. And I'll put the Spider-Man cover on there. It's just a white cover with a circular, and then the actual Warlord coming out of the cover. Really cool book. Came out in November again, 1981. Mike Grell is the cover artist.
All right. Well, my number 3 is Brave and the Bold, number 5. Came out in 1956. This is a high dollar book. It sells for a high grade for about $1,000. It was also the first Robin Hood.
First Robin Hood in DC Comics.
Yep. And the cover artist was Irv Novick. I like this cover because it's got Robin Hood on there. He's shooting at a target. It's basically just introducing. The cover is all about introducing the new character they're bringing to DC, Robin Hood. And then after Robin Hood got introduced in DC, they started making all these spin-off movies, all these cartoon movies.
Yeah.
Started making all these stories about him, and he became a really popular kids character.
Yeah.
But he can also be a very popular adults character if you really care so
Well,
much.
Robin Hood is an old character. That book is old as time itself. I don't know if he had been in any comics before DC.
50s.
He possibly could have. I know there was a classic illustrated tales of him, but I don't know if it came out before this one or not. Possibly did, but this was his first introduction to DC, and this probably was where he was seen so much. Besides possibly the movie that came out starring Errol Flynn early on.
I remember when I was a kid, I watched this movie, this old cartoon movie. It was about Robin Hood.
Yeah.
I think he was like a fox or something.
That's the Disney.
Yeah, the Disney version. But I remember I loved that movie as a kid. I still remember it. It's
That's
really
classic. It sure is. All right. Well, my number 3 is Conan, number 44. Cover art on this one by John Buscema came out in August 1974, and this is just a great yellow background cover of Conan and Red Sonja standing on like a skull, and it looks like they're like in the pits of hell, and they've got these creatures coming up trying to grab at them. Have not read this book or anything, or even know if this cover is even related to the story, but it's a really cool cover by the great John Buscema. It's really neat. I really like that one.
All right. Well, my number 2 is Conan the Barbarian, number 24. Came out in 1971, and the cover artist was Barry Smith. He has a middle name on his cover
Barry
art.
Windsor Smith.
Yes, there you go. But I didn't. I just put his Barry Smith. But
That's a classic cover. First appearance of Red Sonja on the cover.
yeah, it's got him, Red Sonja. I don't know if they're swinging on a vine. I can't quite remember. They're either swinging on a vine or they're jumping up or something. Oh, it covers up here. You'll know what I'm
I
talking
love
about.
Barry Windsor Smith's artwork in those Conan books, those early Conan books. They're just really, really cool. It's just got a 70s vibe to it, which you wouldn't know about because you weren't living in the 70s.
I was living in the 2000s.
When I see that art, though, it makes me think of the 70s. Just really, really cool. He's a very good artist, Windsor Smith is. That's a very good book.
Hey, I have a question I want to say before we move on.
Yeah.
So, since you say you were born in the 80s, I was born in the 70s.
Born in the 80s?
No, I know, I'm just using this as an example.
Oh.
Like, if you were like, say, I'm born in the 80s or I'm born in the 90s, you know how some people say that?
Yeah.
So, if you were born in 2026, so you say, I'm born in the 20s?
I guess so.
I mean, it could be a double meaning. I'm born in the 20s.
Well, there's probably not that many people left alive that were born in the actual 20s. So,
Hey, but it still could
In
get a
the
kick.
1920s.
It still could get a kick out of
sure
something.
there are a few, but
It'd be pretty funny
those
though.
people are getting on up there.
All right,
in
what's
age.
your number 2?
All right. Well, my number 2, I had to have one on here from my favorite artist of all time, Neil Adams, and this is Iron Jaw number 1 from January 1975, Atlas Comics. Again, Neil Adams on the cover, and I'm not sure. He may have done the interiors on this. The thing about Iron Jaw is he is a guy that was a minstrel, and he used to hang out with a horde of barbarians, and apparently he made one of them mad somehow. I don't know if he was talking to a girl or something, but the guy punched him and actually injured his jaw to the point where he had to have a prosthetic jaw put on. And then he found out later that he was royalty in that world, and he was supposed to be the rightful king. So he starts fighting all these barbarians and stuff. I don't really know how you go from being a minstrel to a barbarian, but I've never read Iron Jaw, but just doing some of the history of this book. I love this cover by Neil Adams, and doing some of the history of this book, I saw that and thought, he was a minstrel that turned into a barbarian. Interesting.
It's kind of a weird twist. All right, my number 1 is Conan the Barbarian, number 163. Came out in 1984, and the cover artist was Ernie Chan.
Yeah.
But I really like this cover art because it's just like a red. It's simple. I like it. It's got a red background. It's got Conan. I'm guessing what's like a
It's like a painted
like
cover,
a
ain't it?
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like he's got his own suit on. I don't know. I don't remember.
It's got
what
like
he's
a
got.
bear
Bear suit.
bearskin suit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like lunging forward and probably somebody that's in front of him.
Big red background on it.
Yeah,
It's really cool.
it's simple. It's simple. I like it. I like simple stuff. I hate all the covers. Like this is why I don't like the modern covers. There's too much on some of these covers.
Ernie Chan's a famous artist. He's done a lot of great work for DC and Marvel. And that book is really is almost really an iconic cover to me. I had that book when I was a kid, and I just remember that issue. I remember buying that off the newsstand, it just jumping out at you. But that's a really cool book. That's a good number one. All right, well, my number one, and we probably could have done a whole top 10 of these books, but mine is Savage Sword of Conan, number 5. Great John Buscema painted cover. Came out in February of 1975. Depicts Conan hooked up to not a cross, it's like an X. He's tied
Reminds
to
me
a
of
big
Magneto.
wooden X. Looks like the Wolverine cover.
The Wolverine. That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, and it's got a big skull in the background there. Great painted cover, but there were so many good Savage Sword of Conan covers. This was my favorite out of all of them, and those covers are just awesome. They're painted. It's just, I mean, the artwork was something like you just had never seen when those books came out. I mean, it was really great. And just seeing those things on the newsstand, you're like, man, I really want to read that. So most of the covers just jumped off at you. Really cool.
All right. Well, I guess that'll do it for us tonight.
Yep, that's going to be our top 10 for this week. And we appreciate everybody tuning in.
You just hit the dog.
Do you have we haven't done this lately, but do you have a video game of the week? Oh, I've put him on the spot.
Oh, actually, no. I remember. Since the best show ever just ended with their new last episode, they're coming out with a video game, I think this month or either next month or this month, and it's called Invincible Versus. Yeah. It's a Invincible fighting game that's coming out soon, so I'm pretty excited about that.
So listen, next week, we're going to have a Shark Covers Part 2 Top 10. Because I was talking to my good friend, Michael Night Tiger Smith of Night Tiger Comics on the phone last night. And he was giving me a bunch of covers that we had missed. He thought that he saw on there. He said we needed to do a part 2. He put in a request. If you put in a request, we'll try our best to honor it. So get your thinking cap on and start doing your research now. So we're going to come out with part 2 of Shark Covers next week.
Okay.
And when is Shark Week again? Did you ever figure
No.
It out? No. Okay. Well, we'll just say that's next week then. How about
okay,
that?
Next week.
Again, guys, thanks for watching. If you like our content, hit that subscribe button. Hit the like button as well. And hit the hype button and hype us up. It helps the channel. Helps with the algorithm. I don't really know how, but
it does. It just does.
Just trust us. It does. Again, thanks for watching. We'll see you Sunday with another new comic haul with Mr. Owen with us. And as always, go Dogs. Everybody have a great weekend.
All right. Bye.
See ya.